Going. Good evening, everyone. I am, of course, the magical Mr. Mephisto. Welcome to the best damn Soulbound show, and that is trademarked, where some of your favorite content creators from across all of Age of Sigmar play Soulbound together. So I'm your GM this evening, and these are my players. You probably know them better than you know me. How's it going, everyone?
Pretty good, man. That was the most professional introduction you've ever done to this show. I just want you to know that.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
baby steps, baby steps.
Yeah.
Yeah, onward and upward.
Like and subscribe. Click the bell real quick.
Yeah,
That's
there you
right.
go. Yeah.
Different platform, but still the same idea persists.
Oh no, there's follows are free on Twitch, so follow. This video will appear on YouTube, and you know that's where you sub. And we are of course ganked by Lulu. She joined us for
Also,
the
Twitch
film.
Primes are free.
Yeah, Twitch Primes are free as well. All right. So I really won't waste much more. We actually sort of left off last week, 2 weeks in a row. Here we go. We actually left off last week, sort of like mid ramping into a boss fight. We actually saw Claw Lord Kizit on his little like ogre rat ogre's back or whatever, kind of tear through the warp there, flanked by two storm fiends, both like pounding together. They're like shock gauntlets and throwing out little warp lightning off of them. You'll note that Kizit has the classic stav, you know. He's riding a back his like sort of abomination, and the abomination, one of its arms appears to be some sort of like a flamethrowery looking thing. We're just gonna get right into it with initiative.
We already rolled it. I've already got it from last week.
I think we had
look
it
at that.
last time.
All right, look at that.
We're ready to go. Yes, we have two Storm Fiends and the Claw Lord on the back of the Brood Horror. We, after facing the forcing the Hell Pit Abomination back into his hole after climbing through the main boiler of this big billows in the center of town.
Right.
All right.
Right. You have this sort of like heart-like sort of mechanism at the center that they were plunging these giant syringes into. They got 4 out of 5 of them in before the party sort of interrupted that, and I think there was a warlock up there that you managed to slay and stop that, halt that entire process.
Yes, indeed. I have one quick little bookkeeping question for everybody here. Is anybody currently wounded right now, or did I get everybody healed up last time?
Nope. I'm
We
all
got
healed
healed up. I'm at 12.
Okay.
I believe I've switched notebooks here, but I believe Myriad had taken like 4 damage.
Okay.
So he has an ability to heal himself too, so he's probably gonna do that right off the bat.
He has a little life tap. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Then I'm first, and my action is going to be to take the dodge action and brace myself against what's immediately around us in this zone. The big boiler thing.
Just the big boiler thing, like this sort of beating heart of the billows behind you, and then you have this
Cool.
like wide scaffolding, like Midgar style, just going straight across to where they've kind of torn through, and you're essentially at like a sort of medium short range. For simplicity's sake, we'll say 2 zones, theirs and yours, and then there's all kinds of muck below and above.
Okay, so they are still a zone away from us, like when they popped in.
Yeah, they kind of
They
tore in
didn't tear
there.
into our zone.
Yeah.
Okay. In which case, then I will. They're all melee people, so they're going to come to us. So I will put my back against the torn up rocks of the Gnawhole, because as we said, Gnawholes always leave rocks.
Right.
And importantly, I will brace myself against them with my feet up on them off of the metal grating, because shock gauntlets do shock. So again, trying to stand on non-conductive surfaces.
Yeah.
And I will, get into a crouched shield position, take the dodge action. I'm done. Okay. Brings us to Fyrgrim. Actually, well, this is wow, what a consistent initiative. Brings us to, so Fyrgrim, Laanissa, and Bigwinter, you're all technically on the same initiative. So, if there's a reason to stack your actions in some way, go ahead.
You can do team attacks and fastball specials and stuff if you happen to align on the same initiative.
Yeah.
I'm winding up this turn, but anybody in my zone will still get +2 damage.
Okay. So we still have the song going, right?
The song, no spell effects. So like the Inferno Blades and all that stuff are down. But the song is still going because there's no duration to it.
Cool.
Oh, a combat began. Myriad uncorks one of his vials, and you see him just like spin his scythe crazy and like go into like over combat mode. As the voices of the ancestors that he's corked in that particular vial, he taps them for max attack.
Okay.
If anyone wants to go after me, I might use the vulture to decrease their defense by 1, and then everyone else can attack afterward.
I mean, let me say it this way. I can. Laanissa, are you going to go in swinging?
Considering the Storm Fiends are the chaff, I'm probably gonna play this one a little bit more cautiously.
Okay. Well, that's what I needed to figure out whether I'm charging up or whether I need to be buffing you if you're going in.
You can charge up.
Okay. I don't need sequencing then. So
Then we're just doing order. Fyrgrim, go.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna incandescent form first. I will. Bump that 1, 2. With 3 successes, and so my incandescent form goes off, and I have 3 rounds of that, and then I also have I'm gonna and I'm also gonna stoke rage because why not? Here we go. This is gonna be kind of a gamble, but let's see if we can do this.
Fyrgrim and Laanissa, you're next, by the way.
Not Fyrgrim. Stoke Rage. I'm looking for 5s, so I'll adjust that 1. Oh, sweet. 4 successes on that. And so we have 4 rounds of... No. 3. We have 2 rounds of Stoke Rage, which means that everybody in my zone gains an additional +2 to damage. You're immune to being frightened. And, yeah. So there you go. You all are enraged.
And what does the song do that you were playing before?
+2 damage. So everybody's at +4 damage right now.
+4 damn. I like.
Are we moving into the zone?
I've stayed here because I assume they're coming to us.
I'm not going to hit anybody, but I'm going to move just to be a target.
Okay, so you are stepping into their zone?
I will step into their zone. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean that'll give cover. I'll join you guys in a minute. All right.
I'll go next so that I can
Bigwinter.
so that I can further buff Laanissa when she rolls in.
Thank you.
I mean, she may, if she comes in, if you come in this turn, you may simply just one-shot them. One of the
Storm
ogres.
Yeah, that might be the case. I'm going to use my vulture to attack or use its ability on one of the 2, we'll say the right one, so that people attacking it are at +1 step melee.
Actually, that's a good question real quick. Math, did combat end from the last one to this one, or is it continuing?
In a very technical... I guess, what's your intent?
Blood Frenzy. Does my ability...
You can keep it rolling. It was merely a cosmetic sort of transition. It would have just moved into, like, essentially phase 2 of the combat. You know, there was a brief cutscene, but it was moving into, like, phase 2, so you're fine. You're still...
And then I'll run up and pierce it.
Okay.
With a metal.
Okay.
So my melee right now is... What's above great?
Superb, and then extraordinary.
Okay, I'm superb melee against it.
Okay. Yeah, it's got a good D. A good D.
Okay. So you are on 2s.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna be a rough day.
Well, it's 7, because I'm on 2s. I did roll a 1, but that's a 2. 3 6s, so I'm ignoring 3 armor, and it's 7 plus 4, it's 11 damage.
Ooh, baby.
Did you pierce any armor? I'm sorry, I missed that.
I pierced 3
3.
armor.
3 armor? Okay, cool. So you do full damage, then you said you did 11. Whoa. All right.
And I'm like shouting at Laanissa as I go, "Let's go!"
you strike true and catch it just right up in its guts. And, well, no, you stand, like, kind of eye to eye with it. You're an ogre. So you just kind of, like, spat it upon your pike rushing forward. You actually even have, like, a little bit of height on the Stormfeet, I would think, because they're, huge rats. But...
Looks like they brought the runty ones.
Laanissa? I'm assuming you're done.
Yeah, I don't have. I used my second medal like 3 turns ago or something.
I'll put on a gruff voice and charge in to help Bigwinter with his "Let's go." So attacking his target as well.
In which case, you're +1 melee step.
Oh, don't worry, I'm good on melee.
You maxed out beyond extraordinary.
Yeah, I'm maxed out.
You're
Right?
actually maxed. Okay, well, technically I helped, even though in a literal sense it did nothing.
Oh, it's trust me, it's the thought that counts here. Uh, 14 damage and 2 are bleeds.
How much rend?
He doesn't pierce armor.
Yeah, I don't pierce. It was a bleed effect, so
It's poisoned, and then...
Tom, stop tchotchkeying your dice around. I'm going to reach through this Discord, I swear. Thank you. Play with something quiet.
All right.
Just get some magic cards and
you
flick
basically
them
just...
in through your hand.
You basically follow, like, right up with Bigwinter, practically run up his pike, leap up, and just split its chest wide open. It's barely hanging on by, like, a mere thread. It, like, kind of staggers back, and viscera pours out through the grating and drips down below, and you can hear it just sort of patter off distantly.
cool. Let's well, it's still alive though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well I guess we got a medal.
I've seen no reason not to.
Yeah, you I'm not even gonna you're not even gonna need to roll for this. Really, you just, like, basically you have your sickles already in there. You just rip them back, and it couldn't have had more than a couple points of toughness left, and it just topples down to the ground. And you kind of tumble and roll forward. You see Kizit in front of you and the other Storm Fiend to your side. You've got this sort of, like, got one, I've got 2 sickles, one for the both of you type pose.
Yep. I just overkilled that by a lot. Let's check Kraith.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, that's a 5. That's a 5. Not yet. Not yet.
We're waiting for that. We're waiting for that Marathi book update. when Kraith undoubtedly moves to a 5, we all hope. All right. Very good. I believe that resolves all the initiatives there, Meph, which brings us to I have 2 different bad guy groupings. Which the one on an 8 is is Kizit and his Broodhor.
All right. His Broodhor, like, points just sort of its sort of weird disformed fist with a little, like, mechanism on the front of it, just past the party, and just, like, you hear this, like, pew, and just grenade launches out and just lights up the whole area with warp fire. So anyone back in that initial zone with you, you just hit, which I believe is just Myriad and you, because everyone else moved forward. Or no, Fyrgrim, did you move up or not?
Everybody else moved. Myriad and I are the only ones in the initial
Okay,
zone.
yeah. So it's just you and Myriad. Hang on a second. Let me check the damage profile on these real quick. So
Do we make a reflexes check or something?
there will be a DN 6-1 body fortitude test to, like, sort of resist the noxious fumes of the warp fire that, like, floods the room.
Okay. Sounds good.
Otherwise,
This is the wind thing that the gas, right?
otherwise,
cool.
It's your defense is outrageous, correct?
my defense is exceptional. Yes,
It's
or whatever, extraordinary, or whatever it is.
You're all the way at the top, so it's hitting you on 6s in terms of like
Okay.
the damage stuff. I'm just gonna look at
Yep.
the same dice, and let's see.
Yeah, just compare against both. Yeah. I'll roll my my fortitude test, by the way.
All right.
Nope. Actually, I had a decent shot at that.
There will
But
be you will be taking 3 damage.
Okay.
So far, hang on, I got 2 more dice.
Okay.
And Myriad's gonna take an additional 3 on top of what you took. So,
Okay.
so he takes 6.
All right.
He had taken 4. He's 2 wounds exactly.
Okay. Got it. And what do I get for failing the gas check?
You are effectively poisoned.
Okay. Sounds good.
Less until the target finishes a rest or is cured by some other means.
Gee, I wonder what other means that might be.
I don't know.
If only we had other means.
Sigmar.
Maybe
Only there was a god.
Yes, maybe the grace and power of the God King.
Perhaps. So it does that just sort of on its own, and then it's just going to like sort of mosey forward. And Chuck, you're kind of the most forward advancing. You're the one kind of directly threatening Kizit, and with its just massive like just sort of fist is going to go to pummel you with its open hand.
I block it with my face.
Good plan.
Yep.
Your defense is. What's your defense?
I'm average.
Oh gosh. Okay, so 2s.
It's going around this fight.
I mean, this
A
is just a
whopping
slugfest.
8
Everyone
damage
hitting
as
everyone
it just-
on 2s.
Ooh.
Yeah, it just lumbers into you, and you feel the full bulk of this horrible like brood horror.
Yes, you can blend a blender, everybody.
Just putting the blender.
Mhm.
So that's it, and then Kizit's actually going to Kizit itself is going to like begin chanting and almost hissing out an incantation as it goes to weave some magics in the area. Myriad hasn't done this yet, so he's going to unbind. Let me look up the rules for unbind real quick. This might save us some time.
Well, he needs to caster rolls the successes.
Yep.
On the cast. Unbinder needs to beat that by 1.
Okay. And he has a bonus because of Lumen Scythe.
Yeah, so he probably has the effectiveness of the effect of the trait to be a good at dispelling, so you only need to tie them to unbind.
Yeah, he's got the unbind trait itself plus the Lumen Scythe. It says it adds one
Yep.
bonus success to his roll for this.
Yep. So it makes you uneven numbers.
Pretty much. Just checking how many dice it has. Sorry.
You're fine.
Kizit not as great of a spellcaster as anyone else in the party, it seems.
Well, he's not gray, right? So I mean, he's obviously just cheating his way into this.
Mm-hmm. All right. He's got 2 successes, which means he just needs effectively 2 on the dice. Let's see. Oh, gonna cut it close. He gets it. So like Myriad just sort of reverse chants the incantation, you know, and like you have been spell dueled, son. Kizit will hang on to the medal. Up next.
Myriad.
Myriad's gonna go to Strength Sap, one of the other Stormfiend. He's gonna run up and then just sort of blast it with that sort of necrotic feedback energy that he's been known to use.
So he moves up into that zone as well, right?
Yes. No, he'll stay and defend you. Actually, he just sort of.
I tell him, I'm like, go.
All right. He
I
rushes.
give him one of those.
He just gives like a silent nod. So there's DN5s. He'll spend the 2 focus here. He'll blast it for 3 damage and heal 3 damage.
Cool. And then that brings us to... Oops, sorry.
Nope.
It's fine. Did he have any other action?
He used 1 metal. He has 2 metal. He used 1 metal to unbind. So he has 1 metal right now. That'll refill up. So he'll save it in case he needs the unbind, depending on if stuff shuffles around. So
Sure.
So that's it for him.
Brings us to the Storm Fiend.
The Storm Fiend punches its like these massive shank gauntlets together and like gives a little like bob and weave heavy boxer maneuvers and just goes to pummel into the ogre. Just sort of like I'm trying to just gonna add dice to my dice pool here. These Halloween dice are sweet, but there's only 6 of them.
Fyrgrim, we need to get you some stilts.
I'm fine.
My
so these enemies can see you.
Your defense is good. All right, so it'll be on 3s.
Are we 2s?
He was 3s.
3s.
Not quite. Not quite.
He broke the trend. Everyone was on 2s until him. Shameful.
You're gonna take 6 plus 6.
I mean, I did hear it. Oh, what's the
You're gonna
special?
the special effect is that it just does boatloads of damage when you roll 6s, so it just pummels you for tons of damage. It does 12.
And for your armor does apply.
Yeah. They have some, like, the way they sort out damage is, like, damage is kind of damage. There's things that ignore armor, and, you know, I actually like the cleanliness of it.
Yeah, it's simple, straightforward, effective.
12, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Does Mr. Stormfiend have any other actions?
Oh, he's going to metal and do it again.
Okay.
Big stunner coming at you again on only 1 6 in there. Subpar roll this time.
I'm going to go ahead and look up the rules
5.
for wounds.
I've read them and reread them before tonight, and I still only vaguely... So, like, you
it's fine.
The damage goes into it. Yeah, go ahead.
I got you. I got you covered. All right, because you just took 3, right? And you had 2 toughness left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you just fill out 1 thing on the wound. You took 1 wound. It's going to be you took a minor wound. I already know that off the top of my head because you went in by 1. That one's easy.
Yep. So it's just
Right,
one single track for a minor wound.
As 1 wound or a minor wound?
It is a minor wound, which will fill up 1 spot on your wound track.
Okay.
Yeah, Storm Fiends with shock gauntlets ain't no joke.
Obviously.
They bring the pain.
Now that I'm wounded, what do I have fewer options?
Nope. You're fine at the moment. Nothing has changed at the moment. Like you're good. You don't have any issues at this moment. If you did, like, I mean, obviously it's not great. You know, it's not a super great place to be, but it's fine. You're not like suffering in any way right now or anything.
It's just a flesh wound.
It's more than that. That's what toughness is, but yes.
This is when you're starting. Toughness is SDC. This is hit points. You're starting to like crack ribs and stuff at this point.
Yeah, you're not actively dying yet. How about that? Does that make you feel better?
Yeah.
You were hit hard enough that you forgot that you're hungry for a second.
For like just the slightest of seconds, it was gone. Okay. That would be new initiative now, assuming he doesn't have another medal.
No, they only have 1.
Cool. All right, let's roll it out, folks.
And since there's but 1 rat ogre left, I'm just gonna go on Kizit's initiative with them now.
It's fine. Whatever you want to do. Fyrgrim.
7.
Laanissa.
Laanissa's 9.
Bigwinter.
8.
Myriad.
Myriad gets an 11.
Very nice. And the
12.
Bad guys.
on Kizit.
12.
Mhm.
So close, Kizit. So close, but not fast enough.
Ooh.
I
Okay.
love the shade. Like this Skaven did a double specialization in combat awareness or whatever.
I mean, these Skaven are initiative often,
Yeah,
right?
we're
They're
fast.
trying to out-skitter each other.
All right. On my turn, I'll move up into that zone. I will. I'll cure myself of all conditions to remove the poison.
Okay.
Okay. I will meddle and I will heal everybody. Okay. And so that's one. What's the better answer here? Yeah, we'll start here. Oh, we got a hot roller tonight. That's what I like to see.
Your happiness brings me happiness, Vince.
I seriously, it's like the best heal I've ever rolled.
The GM
So that's I'll spend the metal out of my soul. So that's 10 back to everybody in the zone. Okay.
Myriad's topped off now.
Cool. And you should be like, obviously your wound is still floating, Bigwinter, but you'll be back at 10 health, right?
Mhm.
So that's something.
Throwing rocks tonight, Meth Donnie. Yeah.
And then I will, let's see, don't need to heal again probably, so we'll save that last. I will spend another metal. Yeah, that's right. And I'll take the dodge action. Cool. That's me. Kizit's turn.
All right. Now that you've moved into the zone with Kizit, like the brood horror completely ignores Laanissa rushing past and comes at you. Just
I figured as much.
going to pummel you a 1-2 times, just like two just clubbing blows rain down upon you. You still
Sounds
have
good.
your superb armor, however, or your superb defense.
Extraordinary.
Sorry, extraordinary. It's great. So it's 2 steps down. So
Great, correct. Yep, so you'd be on sixes.
Sixes again. I'm sensing a trend here.
It's the idea.
Just like in the real game, the only time he hits you, it's exploding.
Mm-hmm.
A mere 2. I believe your armor takes care of that.
It does.
Second blow from a metal. A mere 2 again.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go back to its warpfire gun. That works better. Kizit himself, Skig, roll awareness mind now that you're in, like, essentially what would be like face to face with this, with Kizit.
Yeah, sure. One success. One success.
Something seems off, but you can't quite place it about Kizit.
Okay.
I'm not
I
certain
mean,
how
I don't remember Clawlord Kizit ever casting spells, so that's going to be one thing that's off in my mind right away.
Right. And I'm not certain how close your character would have been to Kizit before in like the heat of battle or executing orders, but something seems off.
Okay.
And then this flit of like sort of a silver star just kind of flings from somewhere. You're not quite certain where it comes from. DN4, 1 body reflexes as this
Okay.
this sort of weird shaped throwing triple bladed star flings at you from somewhere.
Oh, nice. A Doom Flail. Or Doom Star. Excellent. Where's he at? Easily succeeded. I dodged that with a plum. 4 successes.
Okay, cool.
5, as a matter of fact. I'm sorry, I lied. It's all 5.
Yep.
I look around for where exactly this guy is, because I assume when we say a silver star, we're not talking about a human or this size silver star. I assume what came at me was this,
Yeah.
like something the size of a bike wheel just came at me.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone else actually has to roll that DN 4-1 as well.
DN for what? Reflex?
Body reflexes, yeah.
I'm looking for 4s.
Yeah.
How many
standard success? 4-1.
I got 3.
3 successes. 2
I
successes.
got 1.
Yeah, you're all fine for now. It seems to have been sort of this wide, wobbly blow that just kind of goes aside. He's going to go ahead and spend a metal. He's going to go to cast a spell again. No, Myriad has been waiting his whole life for this shit.
He's reliving it. He's ready for it. He's excited about it.
Yep.
And we're excited he's here.
Once more, he's looking to beat 2. Get that shit out of here. Dikembe Mutombo just
weak sauce all day.
Yep. And then we'll burn one more metal. No, we'll save it. We'll save it. I don't have to. He doesn't have to blow out his metal yet. So that's it for him. Shock Gauntlet then gets to go.
Mm-hmm. May I free action speak?
Go ahead.
There's somebody else around, and it's going to be real bad. We need to handle this right now. That's what I say.
Yep. Shock Gauntlet's coming in at you. Coming in hot at you once more, Bigwinter. But 1-6 this time. Oh, no, that's 2. Oof. 8 damage from the first attack. It'll metal.
Okay.
Still looking for 3s. Jesus, man. I'm sorry about this one. 10 from the second one.
All right, so it's 8. So that technically I'm at -16. Or not -16. 16 damage taken from 12 toughness, so -4.
You healed 10. It's important what damage puts you onto your wound track.
Correct. Yeah. So the question was, you were back up at 10, right? And then you took 6 from the first hit, so that was nothing, right? That was just still toughness. And then the second hit was how much?
It was 10, so it was 8 out of 4.
Okay, so you went 4 over. Okay. So give me just a second. I believe that's going to put you. Yes, you took a serious wound, which is 2 spaces on the wound track from the 4 extra damage. Because it doesn't translate 1-to-1. Like, X amount of damage translates into a certain type of wound, which is a certain amount of spaces on the wound track.
Okay, so I have 3 spaces, and it's serious.
Yes, do you have 6 total wounds? Like, what's your total wounds? Okay, good. All right. So, if you take a deadly wound, you will go to mortal wounded. That's when things are going to get real rough. Okay?
Okay.
This thing needs to go down. You can't take another hammer.
All right, so my plan is to kill it.
That's a great plan. I love that plan. A+ plan.
No plan needed.
An ogre meme now.
Mm-hmm.
Can't hurt you if you kill it.
That's right. Okay. Very good. Is that all the bad guys?
Yeah, seemingly.
Myriad.
You can heal him. Myriad says, looking at you, and then like regarding the ogre real quickly.
I got it. Yeah, I got it. It's fine. Handle that thing.
All right. Myriad just goes to like reap it like corn. Sides are so fucking sweet. And then his 6s, you're all in the same zone, so his 6s will deal actually spillover damage onto. We'll go with Kizit's Brood Horror, because it's just the big
Right
obvious
answer.
thing.
That's what I would have asked for anyway. So way to go, Myriad. Way to be a team player.
So he reaps two damage onto. He actually manages to like just this wide sort of crescent arch, and he manages to hit both. You just see like a quick like sort of trail of blood appear as the brood horror is damaged.
Cool.
And a much more significant gash into the into the storm fiend.
Cool. Myriad, any other actions?
He's gonna surge.
Okay.
This one is unwounded. All right. He got his 1 medal back. No, he's got to hang on to that to unbind. Sorry. So he
No, that's fine.
No.
That's the right answer.
So he lands a really good solid blow. Not quite as solid as the pike, that initial like sort of pike attack, but like.
Are you remembering to add +4 damage to Myriad's attack?
No, that does more. Okay. Better than the pike attack.
Because that is still a thing right now.
All right. No. This thing is bleeding. It's bleeding pretty heavily.
Cool. Fantastic. Okay.
That was the brood horror that's bleeding.
This is the storm fiend, and the brood horror seemed to actually take a good, like an actual like good slice out of it. So
he's like the brood horror's like minorly wounded the storm fiend. He got messed up. So
yeah. You'd if there was some sort of sort of numerical scale to judge, you'd say probably around 50% of its body looks really hurt.
Sure. If we had to just assign something like that. Yes.
Right. Yeah, if we had to
abstract it. Laanissa, you're up next on the 9.
This storm fiend abandoned fighting me to go hurt my friends.
The brood horror and Izzet just ran past. The storm fiend still
yeah, didn't even acknowledge me, and to top it all off, gave first blood to someone else. So this thing is going to die right now.
I like
What
the
an
idea.
insult.
So 4 6s, that will be 14 wounds. I'm sorry. +4. So 18 wounds, and it's bleeding. And let me know if I can.
This is to the
Let me
brood
know if
horror?
it's. Yeah. No, this is to the storm fiend. Fiend.
You exploded at that point. You just like
Lovely.
Climbed through it.
Yeah, like you just like tunnel through it. Yeah, it's just there's just pink mist, and like then we see like Laanissa just sort of dance her way out of this cavity that has been carved.
Lovely. I'm just gonna keep the burring motion going with my blades and metal, and go after the horror.
Okay. That was insane.
Lucky 13 for these Skaven.
It does no damage. No, I'm kidding.
I'm like, oh, I'm running away now.
No.
13, 3 were 6, so also bleed on it.
Okay.
Nice. What's that Kraith situation looking like?
It's a 3, not yet.
With that sort of mighty of a blow, Skig, you on the other side see this sort of, the best way I can describe it is Izzet and the brood horror seem to almost like wobble in place. Almost like shifting, like some sort of overlapping realities have just been like sort of jostled a bit, and then it just snaps back into reality.
Yeah, I get it. It's an illusion. I understand. So that's cool. I mean, I had figured as much once when Izzet cast a spell. So the question is just what's underneath. I see the puppet. Where's the puppet master? All right. So, Bigwinter. I don't know how to communicate that in world terms, so I'll just say like there's something inside the thing. That thing's not real, but there's a thing inside it. Go see if you can figure it out, Bigwinter.
Oh. I'm gonna peruse my skills a moment.
Take your time.
Okay, I got this hunter stuff. I got survival, awareness, things of that nature. Can I something inside it? Yeah, I've I've skinned and field dressed creatures before and stuff on the hunt, right? So I mean, what's the big deal if it's still alive? Yeah, let's crack open the Cadbury egg, find the good stuff. So I'm going in with the ogre mitts and just like
All right.
just pulling stuff out of the bag and then throwing it until we find something in there.
I'll dance around this splashing gore.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just going for like attack rolls, or more of like you're actually just trying to like pry through this.
Yeah, I'm going like feral ogre, just pulling stuff out of it. I mean, it's wounded kinda, so I'm just going in there with
give you
big fists.
a body athletics. Like you're just kind of huging your way through this. This will be a DN 5, and note how many successes you get.
All right. Two.
Okay. You like almost like seem to like plunge your fist through like the sort of sloppy meatiness of the brood horror and just like rip it at the something there. And as you do this, the image just sort of unravels around it, and you see this towering, and a little Elaine Lithgow here, this towering demon of malice and decay. Like, just towering in the place where Kizit, it was almost like hunched over a little bit and sort of unfurls and stands to its full height. These sort of multi-horned rack reaching like up behind it. It is a embodiment, nay, an image of the great horned rat, and it just almost almost seems to be floating there in the air as these shadows just sort of cling and try to and cling and sort of drip from its body. That the entire room just seems to have the light sucked out of it as it's standing there. It looks at Skig and says, "Kizit sends his regards."
He should have come himself. Killing you is much less rewarding.
This surprises me. And so, I don't know. What do you do when you're digging through something for meat and it turns into a giant demon? One might be surprised. As an ogre, I'm so shocked that I don't even think about like attacking with a weapon even. I'm gonna meddle and try to rip this thing's throat out.
All right.
Like with the all maw. What kind of an attack is a bite? Considering that, like, racially, probably I'm pretty good at it, or at least not untrained.
What's your like pike attack?
Like the stats of it?
Well, like how many dice are you throwing? Because it's probably very similar to like the same profile. It's just the damage is different.
Okay.
Yeah, I would assume it's like a proficient weapon, so it's probably like 0 plus S for him.
Yeah, exactly. It's 0 plus S, so it's pretty much the same as your attack profile for the most
part.
part.
Yeah, you get to use your full dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just instead of a like 1 plus or 2 plus S, it's just a 0.
Yeah, and no piercing or anything, but just like damage. Yeah. All right. I do that.
Yeah. Its defense is, I'm sorry, you need to know that for me, superb.
Superb, and my melee is great.
By the way, it does appear to have like sort of lashes across its back from where like some attacks did get through the image.
Oh, okay.
So it has taken some damage.
So I'm at great. What do I need?
Was it superb? I think great is a step down, so you need 5s.
Right, in which case 3 miss. I got 3 6s and a 4 that turned into a 5. So that's, with that +4, that's 8 damage. And oh wait, I don't pierce, so just 8 damage.
Okay.
That's a mean bite.
All right, cool.
And I like look at it in the face and I'm suddenly furious and I'm like, you are food.
Fantastic. Anything else, Big Winner?
That's it. That's both actions.
Very good. Brings us to Fyrgrim on a 7.
So did you say that they're throwing around warp fire or not? Did I miss that?
Those were wind launchers, I think.
No, I mean the thing inside probably cast some kind of warp flame or something. Or
It had a bobble. It actually had some globes it threw
Okay.
to make the illusion look. It literally, like, the pop noise was it like cracking the thing and then just throwing it and like maintaining the image.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So the status. So the brood
it has an
horde-
absurd. By the way, it has an absurd throwing attack. Like, it's really good at throwing. Like, its attack profile for throwing stuff is like better than anything else.
Yeah, like there's no more brood horde, there's no more Kizit. There is just the Vermin Lord.
Correct.
Just the Vermin Lord. Okay.
It was always the
And-
Vermin Lord. It's a
So
deceiver.
we have a ogre. So we have a storm fiend and we have a vermin lord.
No, Stormfiend's dead.
Stormfiend's dead.
No, it is like currently dissolving into mist still from Laanissa still
Okay.
hacking through it, like hacking up
Okay.
bits. Because combat's
Okay.
you know.
Sounds great. So I am going to Inferno Blades. Let's open there. That's what I like to see.
Food's being barbecued.
Let's go. That's 4 successes, which means everybody is now at +1 more damage.
So
And
5
this-
total.
Yep, I need another tracker for this. And for the next 2 rounds, for the next 2 rounds, you're an additional +1 damage, and you set everything on fire.
He sits it on fire.
Meaning that they suffer 1 damage at the start of their turn, which ignores armor. So, and then I'm going to metal.
Meaning we're at +5 damage total or +6 damage total?
We are at 2, 4. We are at +5 right now.
Okay.
And they will take 1 additional at the start of their turn that is irresistible.
Okay, cool.
So, and then I think I'm going to hit him now.
Yeah, sounds good.
So I'm going to metal. What's the defense? Do we know?
It's
superb.
Superb. Cool. So I'm going to drop my my great. What's my defenses? Page 37. 1 higher than great right now.
So you're at superb defense right now.
I'm at superb defense. So I'm going to drop superb down. I don't know, like all the way.
Putting yourself all the way up to extraordinary.
Yeah, and I'm going to jump up to extraordinary on melee.
I like it. The all-in strategy.
And so this is my first medal.
I'm gonna do so much fucking damage to you guys in about 1 second.
I'm sure
You
that's true.
are, and I have accepted my fate. But I'm ramped up right now to 11.
Mhm.
So I'm hitting on what?
3s.
3s.
You're one.
It's,
Um,
it's superb. You're hitting on 3s
yes.
against superb.
Yeah, because he pushed himself up to extraordinary
Oh,
by,
okay,
by,
yeah.
by bankrupting his own defense.
Yep.
So the first is 3 successes. I'm sorry, 2 successes, 1 6. So he's knocked down and stunned.
Assuming those are
And-
possible.
I
Yep.
don't know if you're able to knock down and stun a.
Is he's a large, right?
I'm checking.
We'll track it. Keep going, but your damage is also relevant. So whatever your damage is.
Yep. And so my damage is
Enormous.
2,
Sorry.
3. It's only 8 damage.
It is enormous, so I am fairly certain you don't knock.
Oh, it is okay. No. If he's enormous, I can do up to large. I can knock down stun.
It should be noted. If your stuff cares about it, there is doom now in the area. There is, so if you have some ability that cares about like having penalties for doom or something, that there is some doom.
I care not for doom. And then
this taint will be permanent in like the city for a while.
Let's go and meddle a second time because I have the points to burn. So this is the round. So we're gonna bump that up. So on 3 successes on the next attack, I double crushing blow again. I don't think that does anything. If he's larger, I'll double check that. I know the knockdown was probably. Anyways, so I'm 3 for 9 more damage.
Nice. Well done.
9 more?
And
Yep.
he's,
Good.
Yep, and he's on fire.
Okay.
And for crushing blow, for the record, nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Wrong page. Man, navigation in this. I could use some hot links. Here we go. Nope. Just kidding.
Too big.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else, Fyrgrim?
That's all I got.
Excellent. That brings us to the
Y'all-
bottom of the round.
Y'all better make this work with because my next round of buffs are gonna drop next turn.
Yeah, I understand.
After next turn.
Well, we know what we got to do. Kill a big demon. Okay. That brings us to initiative.
Just for campaign purposes, the doom is 2. That's just a persistent effect.
Okay, that's fine. We can lower. There are ways to lower that, but yes, that's fine.
Correct.
There's always a background 1, and then so he's pushed up to 2. I understand.
Well, we'll feed some orphans or something.
Yeah, those are good.
All right. Fyrgrim.
I am on a
On a what?
6.
Okay. Laanissa.
Laanissa's 11.
Bigwinter.
9.
Big bad. Oh, sorry, Myriad.
Myriad gets a 7.
And the big bad.
14.
Okay. Well, he wins, and that's unfortunate.
So
Even I can't go that fast.
First things first, he was hiding.
He
his
burns
power
1.
level. He was hiding his power level there for a little bit. I had to ease
He burns
into
for
the
1.
had to ease into
That's the first.
Yep, no, he takes his 1 damage. So Myriad at the beginning of combat can actually choose to always go first, but like he can't switch stances, so he's just stuck in the fighty mode. He's gonna first things first. He's gonna whip his Doomstar at you, Skig, and then it's just gonna arc around the whole room and freaking just pwn everybody. So
Sure.
you are extraordinary defense still, yes.
I am still extraordinary.
All right, so he needs 5s to hit. Does anyone have above Skig's defense?
No.
Okay.
If defense works like a speedometer, yes.
By the way, I want you to know, Skig, your insane defense has saved the party so much damage right now. Because they would just be taking half of this.
Sure.
Where is it?
Is there also the reflex thing, or is this just a straight attack?
This is a straight attack. It was I was giving it I was operating the reflex thing because he was trying to maintain his illusion while he threw it, so I just
Yeah, sure.
made it like a
Perfectly fine.
So he flings this thing around. Shit. It's going to be 5 damage to you, Skig.
Okay.
Half damage rounded down to everybody else. It doesn't ignore
Okay.
armor or anything like that.
Sounds good.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, it's an impressive sight to see as it whips this thing, and then it's going to go to cast it's going to metal and go to cast a spell.
Sure.
4 successes. So he's been getting 2. He has doubled his successes. It's okay. You still outdice him, man. Soul Reapers still outdice Deceivers.
Come on, Myriad.
So he needs 1, 2, 3 Exacxies. So he does tie. Thank you, Lumen Scythe. You see Lumen Scythe absorb the dark, pull at this guy's darkness that he's pulling in, and Myriad just disapproves of him trying to siphon the darkness from the area. Skitter Leap does not the dreaded Skitter Leap does not go off, so it can't do the combo anymore now.
Man, it really was gonna DB. We've been talking about DBZ in the chat, and it was gonna zwee behind somebody and be like, "Nothing personal, kid."
Yeah, Skitter Leap is very strong. The whole attack does bonus damage based on successes of the spell cast and ignores all armor. So he just the next attack he just teleports behind you. It is nothing personnel, kid. It really is. It's insane. So instead, and then its terrifying presence, now that it has revealed its true nature to the entire party. Everyone needs to make a DN 4/3 mind determination test or become
We're
frightened.
fearless. We're fearless with fire.
Boom!
Are you?
And I'm fearless as a trait.
Stoke
So
rage,
Yeah,
baby.
and Myriad is unliving and immune to charm and fear as well. So the whole party is so unimpressed by this thing's horrible visage.
we wanted a dead rat.
The fires of Akshi burn in their souls.
That's right.
So, yeah, fearless with fire, and then you see yeah. All right.
But it is very impressive.
Yeah, it's super impressive. Yeah, I mean, being sort of blocked out of doing its main trick is, that's pretty good for you guys.
It is good for us. Let's end his life before he gets a chance to actually succeed.
All right.
Mhm.
You've shown us yours.
Is this a you show us yours and we'll show you ours type of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it.
All right.
Right.
Whoever's up next is up next. So.
Okay. After Big Bad is myself. Now, you did not actually get wounded there again, right? Big Winter, correct?
That thing did not ignore armor, as far as I know. Only after dreaded.
So you should have taken
No,
0.
the fact that Skig is the main target and he has
Was
the
actually a good
absurdest
thing.
arm. I mean, that thing could have blown up the party for just 6 damage across the whole thing, and then he could do some real nastiness.
Yeah. So I took 2 minus 2 is 0.
Cool. All right.
It only took 3 phases of me throwing some of the heaviest shit at you guys, including custom rules, taking a rat ogre and turning it into a storm fiend with custom rules, basically. And I'm impressed. Way to go, party!
Sure. Everybody heal 7.
Was anybody else injured?
Yeah, I
I
was.
wasn't.
I mean, I was. Myriad still was, I think, and Bigwinter was still like on death's door. Like if he took.
I'm consistently supremely injured every other millisecond of this fight.
Yeah.
Fair. Sorry. I
And
shouldn't
then I will.
project my status onto people.
That's fine. Then I will meddle and take the dodge action. I'm done. Laanissa.
This
Plus
vermin
5
lord.
damage, and you're on fire.
Yep.
I love that being
I
on
look up the
fire
vermin.
makes you immune to fear.
I look at this vermin lord and I go, I believe you were told to be food. Please be food now.
God, this party pumps out damage too. It's crazy.
It's because I'm not actually doing damage.
It's the perfect combination. Like two. This is it's your classic combination. Cleric, buffer, 2 strong melees. Like there you go.
12 damage and 2 or 6s, so bleed.
Bleed. You said 12?
Correct.
All right. Cool.
I'm gonna meddle that.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, what am I doing? Of course it's not. You're not done. What world are we living in?
Thank you, Tom.
Laanissa only attacking once? What the heck?
There's the 13 damage. Take it.
All right. With that, you manage to like slash into it, and it like takes that like single pronounced step back, and you see like it actually beginning to like sort of bleed, just sort of like I don't know what, it's a demon, so they like it probably like does that sweet thing where like it bleeds its ichor, and it's like ichor is being displaced back to hell, you know, in real time. So you watch it like sort of bubbling and dispersing.
Right.
Well,
I scream at it in Kraith, and it fails.
Okay.
Oh.
Good try though. All right. Brings us to Myriad. Go nuts, little buddy.
How's the ogre looking over there?
He's down 5 still.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down 5 still, but my wits are about me enough to attack normally.
All right, so he's just gonna blast it with his necromantic energy, and like you're gonna see this tail come out and try to hit you with it. So he's trying to heal you back up to full. All right, let's go, Myriad. Spells. I buried my spells on here. You are healed 5 as it takes 5.
Very nice.
So this is like sick ass necrotic energy. It is in its you actually see like its flesh, where he's blasted with the necrotic energy actually like go necrotic, like full necrosis, and like wither and like stay withered and like horrible. This looks to be a severe wound of some sort, or not using the specific terms, but it seems to be a wound of a
Sounds good. Well, that brings us to Fyrgrim. You go to town, son.
I'm thinking. Let me. How injured does he look?
It is.
He looks like he took a wound.
Yeah, he took a wound.
Okay.
Which is like,
and
he has a wound track.
Which
Big
is
Winter,
new for you guys.
Big Winter is after me. Is that correct?
I think we might be refreshing initiatives shortly.
Or am I at the bottom?
I'm big after you.
Yes, Big Winter's right after you. Yes.
Okay. So then what that means is that I'm going to spend one of my actions re-upping Stoke Rage. Because I can't risk it going down from on the frightened standpoint. And I also can't, and then we also need the bonus damage. And so I don't want him to lose that once my initiative over. So I'm going to Stoke Rage. Yes. So we'll get 2 more rounds of that. And then I will attack with my other action. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just try to put some damage on him. 2 6s, 3 6s. Too bad. So let's do 3, 4, 9 more damage.
Okay.
These are all magical weapons, by the way. This all counts as magical weapons, if that matters.
You inflict a deadly wound upon it. So if you want to give yourself some flavor text as you're filling up the wound tracks here.
I break off a horn with my hammer.
Just like
That's concussive
run up its tail,
blow to the head.
just like crack into its skull. Yeah.
Yeah, a little God of War cutscene there.
Okay, so we are down to 1 round on the Inferno Blades remaining, and we have 2 more rounds on Soak Rage now.
Sounds good. Big winner. Finish us out.
Oh, it's stab time. So my melee is down to great against its what?
Superb.
Superb. So how many do I need?
You'd be on 5s,
5.
unless you move the birdie over.
So I do 16% more damage if
Right, but you guys,
I
yeah,
spend a
exactly.
whole
We can leave this
action.
way,
I think
yeah.
I just attack him twice.
Yeah, I think that's actually mathematically the better play.
I hate that you're bringing math into this.
It's also the
Disgusting.
ogre play too, because he would just attack it twice.
Sure, you wouldn't think about moving the pet at this point.
Yeah, Bigwinter pulls out the abacus, starts going.
Let's see.
16.6
I mean,
repeating
with
it
the extra
twice.
damage, attacking twice just actually mathematically is crazy better.
All right, that is 4 with no 6s, which makes it 9, ignoring no armor.
Yet another deadly wound.
And metal.
Is you kind of catch it right near where its heart ought to be, with your pike.
Oh, I'm not biting. I'm stabbing.
I imagine I said pike. Your pike catches it near
Oh, I thought you said
where its
with your
heart.
bite.
Yeah, with it where its heart might be. Who knows the physiology of demons, really?
All right, this one is 4, but it's 2 6s, so that's 9, ignoring 2 armor.
9 ignoring 2 armor. All right, Bigwinter. You kind of pull back and then just go up straight through its jaw with the next attack, and immediately its body just this sort of clinging shadows that have been on its body begin to sort of envelop it entirely as this sort of inky black almost flame out effect seems to happen, and it just sort of seems to disperse, leaving little puddles of ichor all about, and the smell of warped stone is heavy in the air, as well as some just sort of alien, disgusting odor from well beyond the Nahul, well beyond the Hells even, or well beyond even where Skaven even come
Wait,
from.
it's gone completely?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
you blew it up.
I'm
That's
looking at the
3
pike.
deadly wounds in a row. That's a big amount of damage.
No, I meant its body and stuff are just gone.
Oh.
There's the horns there, that was
And so I'm looking at the pike no meat?
there's
Ow.
goopy ichor and some little fleshy bits still on your pike.
It truly is a demon. This
They're
is
hard
the
to
worst.
kill here.
That's
annoying. Nah, that was fine. Well, good. That'll send an excellent message.
No blood, no meat.
I point over at the 2 storm fiends. That's just I don't know. It seems like we've got meals for a couple of days at least.
Oh yeah, he's instantly
Oh.
cheered up.
Hmm.
These guys they're packing a lot of meat.
Myriad
I
flips.
just start carving up happily.
Myriad flips and spins the scythe so that it kind of folds up Ruby style, and he just puts the hunk of stuff on his back and a demon. He says to Skig, "We've fought demons," and he taps his crystal.
I'm sure. Got some past experience with that sort of thing?
Different.
Good. Well, you did great.
Yeah, so have I just now. I say, like, chopping up into cubes.
Excuse me, I need to go check. Is that Nalho still open?
The nullhole's beginning to sort of wink out of existence, leaving the rubble. Like when the Technodrome sends this little thing up, there's still the little rubble
Does it
around
leave
it.
annoying scaffolding too?
Yeah, even on the scaffolding, the rubble's up, on the scaffolding.
No, he's saying didn't bring the wooden scaffolding.
Yeah, the stupid wooden scaffolding.
Yeah.
No, but
it's just the rocks.
No, but the
real Nulholes don't have wooden scaffolding.
But no, they never do. But the metal has seemed to have conformed in a weird sort of upside down anarchist symbol around it in the areas. The steel is just twisted and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'm going to take one of the shock gauntlets.
Yeah, the only one in the party that could possibly wear it is
Bigwinter.
Is Bigwinter.
Ooh.
I'm still going to take one.
We should take both of them, as well as that. I'll point out that there's a charging pack you need for them. I'll point out the basic mechanics. I'm not a scryer engineer, but I understand the basics of the thing.
Yeah,
it's fed by tubes. There's charging packs in the arm that run to the back.
Our cousins use things like these iron fists.
I drove
a little bit more significant than that, but it's similar enough.
Skig, I appreciate it, but I drove a doom wheel, so I think I can figure this out. I just take the gauntlet.
You're an expert now. Yeah.
They were assaulting.
You're right.
assaulting the stacks here, right?
Yeah, the billows. Yeah, that's the central billows.
Were they trying to set it on fire?
No, they were pushing that poison into it because they were going to flood the city with the transmutation gas. Which, speaking of which, that's what I was about to say I'm going to go deal with. So I'm going to make sure that any tubes that are in there are pulled out. Okay? And I'm going to take the last tube and hand it over to somebody who's bigger and stronger and say, we should examine this and figure out what's up with it. We might need it to counter out whatever they're doing in the future.
Yeah, I mean, you have more.
I'll move it around in whatever way he tells me to.
Yeah, there's more than an ample supply here. I mean, this is a veritable vat of this stuff, just one.
Yeah. I'm picturing them loading these big. It's I'm in my head. It's like a cylinder, something out of, like a sci-fi movie that you would load into a spaceship.
Oh yeah,
engine.
where you push it and then you twist it, type thing.
Yeah, Fifth Element, when they're changing the power cells under the ship, those chunk, those big things they're pulling out is what I'm picturing here.
Yep, 100%.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, the Skaven attack in this direct area seems to have abated. I mean, there was a Vermin Lord Deceiver here. Any Skaven, not on task enough, were terrified when the thing shows up. They're just as afraid of it as.
Mm-hmm.
The lash can only keep you in line for so long when an actual when this thing shows up. So.
Sure. So we'll just make sure it's returned. I'll do my best to make sure it's returned to normal functionality. Is my point, right? The billows. So there's no more poison being pumped into it in any way.
You can stave the. You're not scryer, as you've said.
Correct.
Hang on a second here.
And if he needs somebody who can move giant stuff, I'll do whatever he points and says, and I'll move stuff.
The Mortisons often discard the organs. And, Null Myriad says cryptically behind you, staring at this giant heart, I'm afraid I'm of no use. Or we're of no use. I'll say that you can, even, untrained, you're able to... I mean, you've got an idea,
I mean, my goal here is to make sure there's nothing immediately obvious, right? I can't fix the whole machine. We're going to need to go get people for that.
Right.
I'm trying to make sure that any immediate threat, no more poison being pumped in, big tubes are removed, no more immediate danger in the area. You get what I'm saying, right?
Yep. No,
Basic
good.
stuff.
No, and the again, the Skaven assault has abated in this in the immediate area. You can still hear like the distant sort of clashes and crackling of like lightning and steel sort of banging on steel elsewhere throughout, like just sort of echoing throughout the city. And even as you like sort of exit the billows from your sort of elevated position, you kind of have this little overlook that you step out, and you can see this sort of dance between this sort of like heavenly clashes of lightning and this sort of like sideways warp green like flickering about and like flitting it. So you just have this like veritable light show back and forth across all of Anvilgard. Sections are burning. You can see, you know, the dead of both sides scattered about the streets from your vantage point. And then you catch a glimpse of a way more glorious than its model individual wielding this hammer with heavens and space swirling around it as it crashes down into a massive force of Skaven. Just the whole thing, like where they tried to their rally point set sort of in the commons of Anvilgard, just this wielding this hammer smash down. You kind of lose sight. You just see lightning arc up in all directions and like bodies, just little ants be flung all about. And it's with that the heavens themselves, this sort of great black cloud that's been hanging over the city for a while, seems to part, and it's just the sort of ambient glow of the mists that keep the jungle away, and the sort of crisp sun beginning to like sort of crest in the sky as the sights as Anvilgard returns to normal.
Nice.
Yeah, he was up there for like 7-8 turns. That's a rough one, kid.
That's how he killed Behemoth in a single blow.
Yeah,
He was just up there for
like 35 turns. And
yeah, he got there for 35 turns, came down with 100 damage smashes. Take anything down.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, obviously, main goal is going to be to, at least for myself, is we should move, see if we can find people who are in charge, help anybody we can find along the way, and if there's dead people, we can collect some food.
Yeah, we got to get fixers to fix this.
You sort of head back down through the streets. You're at the street level. You see the lone helmet of a Sigmarite just kind of like hanging out there on the side as you rush past it, and its body, and it's already been like sort of. You see the relictor kind of come by and like hover its sort of like weird almost coffin like banner above it, and just like pull its soul out of its body and then shoot it back up into the heavens. And
sure.
As the Stormcasts are already sort of collecting the mere handful that perished in this.
Sure.
I wonder how much fun my sisters had during all this.
Oh, like they're still screaming. Like they're already in they're already in revelry, you know, like they're already switched into, they went from murder to the after party, which looks very similar to the murder that happened before, like right outside their temple, where like the Skaven were unfortunate enough to try to siege. And like,
yeah, many cups were sipped on that one.
Yeah. The Corsairs are the Corsairs, like you can see a small fleet of the Corsairs are out at the sea, have like long since sunk that freaking dreadnought. Like the plumes of smoke are kind of being slowly consumed by the sea outside, and all manner of like town guard, and like if that engine had gone off, it might have been a different sort of situation, but this is very much a city you do not mess with. Like,
sure.
Even the children wield rapiers around here, man. Like,
being Laanissa's hometown, there's a big sense of hometown pride going here. Like, Anvilgard will never fall.
I'll definitely be, as we're like moving through the streets, I'll definitely be like just blanket sort of healing. Right, just like pulsing out healing energies to everybody. So if there's people around who are injured, I'm going to get them back on their feet, get them moving.
There's like butterflies and stuff flitting behind Skig as he walks through the streets, his hands aloft, like with one holy symbol in one, and the other hand like gesturing. And the
other hand obviously has the Book of Sigmar.
Yeah,
of course. Skig's Book of Sigmar. Yes.
Much like Skig, as I walk through the city, I'll be sort of blanket eating.
Checks
And,
out.
for me,
You want
and
to talk
I'll,
about
go,
a buffet situation?
I'll scout ahead of the party in order for everyone to feel Skig's power of Sigmar. I'll stab a few extra people, not to kill, just a little extra damage.
This city
Slice
is
the
sweeter
people
than
up.
I thought. I'm like looking at all this excellent defense, Stormcast landing and killing everything. This city is sweeter than I thought it was.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Repelled that easily enough.
There is a shadow council of pirates that like run the place too. So it's just, like, wait,
Yeah,
did
and
they
we didn't see
interfere
any
with
of
our?
that. Like, it
Like,
was perfectly defended, and there were no Shadow Council pirates anywhere yet.
well, like you could see them like actually like almost looking at the ledgers and being like, oh, this is going to delay some of our perfectly legitimate like transport of wares and stuff like that. And they're like, by how much? And they're like, oh, it's not worth the cost to get to actually go fight. You know, like the Stormcast will handle it, maintain business. You can almost imagine this sort of scene happening off camera where like the council just like checks the ledger real quick and they're like, eh.
Yeah, there's down some alley a little sign that says the Legitimate Businessman's Social Club.
You rally with I believe her name was Tamia Seln, Dame Tamia Seln, back around the sort of like the barracks, the main hold of the Stormcast, and the signs of recent battle are everywhere. The barracks themselves didn't get assaulted, but many of the Stormcast that have kind of returned somewhat, battered and stuff like that, and plenty of like viscous like gore still fresh on their golden armor, and many of them are about like a bunch of them are still like kind of out, and the ones that were sort of summoned in are in the process of sort of like helping the city just kind of get back in order, really becoming you're really seeing like almost a contrast to what Nihilus preached at the very, very beginning about like Sigmar's incompetence and like inability to act and stuff like that. You can see just that direct, almost thumbing of the nose right back at him with this, way how very much
a thorough refutation doesn't say Bigwinter.
and Tamia, Skig,
I bow, of course, whenever I meet. Whenever she comes around, or any Stormcast, especially if they address me, I like extremely deeply bow, like Skaven kind of bow, and no one can go lower than a Skaven.
Yeah,
we're used to it.
Like Tamia's like sort of hair kept back in that sort of like tight, like the tight little bun and stuff like that. She's not currently wearing her glasses. You can see her sort of weird irons, like sort of double staff thing has some signs that she's been fightan too, and she reaches into like a satchel on her thing and like, oh, pardon me, and puts her glasses back on. That might be more ornamental than anything. She's like, Skig, and she actually addresses Fyrgrim directly, because Fyrgrim, you had a side quest with her. Fyrgrim, you've returned from the billows.
We have.
Yes. The force there has been destroyed. There was a deceiver, a vermin lord, leading a large collection of Skaven. They've been removed, sent back to either killed, or the creature itself sent back to Blightholm.
She kind of, her eyes sort of light up with that before she regains her composure. She's like, this seemed a bit more organized than the average Skaven coup, she says. No, pardon, no offense meant, she says, like addressing Skig directly.
None taken.
Any ideas as to their direct aims? We knew they were targeting the billows.
They were trying to inject. Yeah. I'll point at the thing on Bigwinter's back. Can you hand her that thing? They were trying to inject this into the gas that the billows feed to keep the vegetation back. It's some kind of transformative poison. We've encountered it in some kind of doses. I don't know. Fyrgrim can explain better than I do. It's bad stuff.
She looks at Fyrgrim.
I explain it.
She's like, yes, we were discussing this before. And by we, she means like the royal we, everybody here. She's like, yes, we discussed this when you first kind of met with me.
This seemed like their big play. We had stopped. They were originally trying to summon something much bigger through the playhouse, but that stopped. So this was probably a secondary invasion, cause enough chaos to get cover. My guess is if that had happened, they would have mind controlled everybody in the city, transformed everybody in the city. Hard to say exactly what it would have done, but it would have been good. Basically, the city would have fallen into madness and chaos.
Yeah,
Bigwinter gets briefly curious at Skig saying that. Takes like one pinky, dips it in the goo.
Oh
boy.
It tastes like several realms coalesced into a single sort of like narcotic of some sort. Like you can feel your face numb a little bit before your ogre curse / power just says like, nah, man.
Right.
Did you say several realms?
Yeah. By your count, you're just like, you like get a second taste. You're like, tastes like 3 this time. I swear it was only like but 1 before.
It's 3 realms.
You'll recall, and it has been several, probably even months since our initial sort of adventures where you were on the island. They were essentially refining like the Akshi realm stone into this stuff and blending it with what you assumed, I think, to be Shyish, like grave sand or whatever. So they have added a 3rd element to it.
They keep increasing realm additives.
It's over my head.
Like,
it's not good. I know that for sure.
No, but it's getting better. It's 3 alarm right now.
No. She's like, I mean, in matters of realm stone, if this is what you say is true, Bigwinter, there is a, I guess you could call it a school, but I'd call it more of a recluse's hut, somewhat north of here. You might be able to take this to him. He's she gives you a name. I'm sorry. I like I said, I had to switch notebooks. I spilled all over the other one. She gives
That's
you a
fine.
name.
She gives us the name. We write it down.
Yeah, she gives you the name.
All right, yeah, new long-term goal.
Professor, it might be worth seeking him out. Any ideas as to long-term machinations here, or can the city rest?
I think we've repelled whatever they had planned for now. But in the long term, who knows? Certainly the shoot, I can't remember that. Nihilus. Certainly Nihilus isn't giving up with just this. This wasn't the end of his plan. He's refining this in some way. My thought would be this is just his testing ground. But it's hard to say.
The billows seem to offer a unique delivery mechanism, she says.
Yeah, more security there, probably good.
Yeah, agreed.
She's like, I'll be sure that a contingent of our best Stormcast watch it 24 hours or.
I don't know enough to tell her to put Grimhounds there so that if they teleport in, they'll get to shoot.
Only
she knows
Stormcast units.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah. Our finest Stormcast and Grimhounds, she says.
Yeah, they've burnt a lot of warpstone doing whatever this was. So chances are they don't have enough. If they would have had more, they would have used it. So we're at least going to be safe for a little while.
Yeah, in my little experience with Skaven as enemies, it seems if they have weapons or resources, they use absolutely everything and often more.
like more even. Unless there's anything you wish to do, resupply, anything mill about the city, that'll pretty much close this down for now. You have a heading. I will put together some sort of downtime notes for you, because you've had a couple different sort of things at play. In particular, I got a thing for you regarding the sort of like memory that you have, Fyrgrim, and the note that you received, Laanissa. I'll get those to you just sort of like offline, sometime before next session, and then you can kind of decide what the next adventure will be, if you're going to go to this tower, if you're going to pursue one of these sort of 2 side quests that are going to, they will loop back in with the main campaign. So there's
that's fine.
Gotcha.
I think I have a new long-term goal, which is I've tried 1 alarm chili. I've tried 3 alarm. I'm going for 8. If they get all 8 realm stones in this goo, I'm eating it.
I've got a throttle here.
The spiciest chili in the mortal realms.
You're gonna have to
Or
like
I'll try to
eating
stop
contest
from
with it.
happening, one of the 2.
You're gonna have an eating contest against Archeon in the 8 points with that.
I have this like throttle here on the side that I'm like holding onto, on when I turn this into Planescape. And I'm like,
Sure.
There aren't rules for a bunch of the other stuff, but like I can bullshit them so hard. Like, how much more do we explore action, and like how much until like you guys have a Spelljammer chasing down like Nihilus on an planar like heist series or whatever. So experience, we've kind of missed experience for the last 3 sessions. I'm just gonna jump you all the way up to 6 plus 1 bonus from something I noted Laanissa did that was super awesome, but I forgot what it was. So 7 total.
Okay. Awesome.
So go ahead and then you can, if you want to, you can switch up your sort of downtime tasks and so on and so forth. If you want to diminish some doom going on, by like, feeding orphans or eating orphans, as it were, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, so I have a question. Do we? Yes, we should. I assume doom fell by 1 because we defeated a threat, which I think this thing qualified as a threat. Basically, the end of an adventure is a threat, which reduces the doom by 1.
Mm-hmm.
So then I would like to undertake the activity of like cleansing the whatever. It has a name. Oh, what is it called? There's a name for this endeavor.
Are we at 73? Did I get that number right?
We should be at, experience-wise, hold on, I'll tell you exactly what we're at.
I was trying to multi-thread or processor this.
No, it's all right. I'm going to undertake the cleanse corruption endeavor. That can decrease the doom by 1. So, and as far as stuff we are at, we are at 73. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
73.
All right, so I didn't quite blow up Moscow like I wanted to, but you guys stopped me from doing that, so you're welcome. There's an alternate reality in which Anvilgard totally got wiped out.
Oh, I'm glad we don't live in that reality.
Yeah,
It feels better to not live in that world. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I have a small thing I'd like to do.
Yeah.
I would like to go to the Tirathian temple with the shock gauntlet and ask them to turn it into a shield.
Okay. That'll be like the downtime thing, and they'll probably require some D from you, just in,
Yep. Let them know whatever it costs.
Yep.
That's fine.
Okay. Dude, my dogs are being obnoxious.
Man, who could I even take this to? I just want to know how to power this thing and turn it on.
Oh, there's some dwarven like
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Fyrgrim, like, you dwarves are ingenuitive. Do you know anyone who can function this?
Totally on it. We'll figure it out.
I mean, the Quadrant probably would be my closest guess. Like,
Yeah, he can
As a
actually.
player, certainly not as an ogre, but as a player, I would say probably Caradron.
If you two, I mean, you have the full suite of engineering, do you not? Fyrgrim?
I don't. No.
Okay. Then you know a guy in the area who, like, someone you probably know a guy. So that'll be your endeavor, Heywoah, to get this stuff, and they'll probably switch it over to Urgold powered instead of Warpstone, because or whatever Caradron use. I think it's
Aether Gold.
Aether Gold, yeah. To power it rather than crazy Warpstone. And you will have essentially a Warpstone converted shock gauntlet that you can
Nice.
for next adventure. Its stat profile is its damage is 2+S. Sixes do 2 damage instead of 1. So you can overcharge it, by the way.
Just tell me the overcharge. I won't even write the other one.
Sixes deal 4 damage, but you take 1.
Yep. Just as I thought. Not even writing the other one.
Sixes will deal each 6 is at 4. Yeah, and then you would take 1 damage, ignores armor, just like you take the damage. Can essentially be overcharged, like sort of like once a day type thing, until you reload the Aether Gold in this case.
Oh, okay. Once it then I have to actually write the other one too.
But it's essentially like out of you need to like recharge and reset the stuff, so it's an out of combat sort of retinker.
I'm gonna do Urgold stuff.
You're gonna do Urgold stuff?
Yep.
Recajigger? Yep. All right, cool.
Yep. I mean, I have to.
I mean, it's at this point that that Tamia is probably going to give you guys just like a token of gratitude from the Stormcast for your stuff. So I'll come up with some Urgold amount that you receive just for kicks, because she knows that like this is what you covet, and then the rest of the party just gets essentially drops. I'll come up with that. Spilled beer on my other notebook. So it finally happened. It took me years to wreck a notebook, actually, so I'm proud of myself. It's been a long time since I lost one. But all right, yeah,
All right, good game.
A little short adventure, but that was just sort of the hanging portion of last week. So hope you enjoyed it.
Sweet.
Yeah, very much so.
Huge sweet combats, a little bit of.
I mean, it could have been a much longer adventure if those counter spells hadn't happened. The boss rolled a little better. We might have spent a lot of time rolling new characters.
That Skitter Leap was gonna just delete, like, even Skig, man. Like, if he gets through with the full set of 10 dice plus 10 plus 2 or 10 dice plus 2s, like. Go to hack 'em you, like, with the ignoring armor. It can be brutal. So that guy, those things are.
He's a scary boy.
Vermin Lords. The combat, the party made it look, I think, a little bit. I don't want to say like easier than I think you realize. The book. These guys they're nasty.
They're so brutal.
They're nasty.
I mean, we are just like a really like synergistic party.
Yeah, we are optimized for the big dam.
Like, completely accidentally. It's not like we got together and thought about this.
No.
We just all played what
we're just being ourselves.
Yeah, and it just worked out.
No.
But yeah, like, Vermin Lords, all the greater demons are just kickers, man. They do not mess around. Yeah, they're brutal.
Yeah, 40 toughness. The thing had effectively 4 armor, because their armor can just be absurd. It's early on, so like technically if you fight that thing later on, if it's recoalesce or cause
yeah, because they get bonuses based on the doom
and like it can just be the thing. But if you fight it again, it might actually be tougher because the doom could conceivably be higher in the campaign.
Yep.
And it's just like, so you fought it kind of like on neutral when it wasn't supposed to be here type thing, and that was like it was deep powered. And so yeah, there's some crazy stuff. And
Nice.
I'm still. I think I have a really good read on what the party can handle now, though. At this point, I had a decent idea when I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna throw this like, body 8 orc at you guys. I'm like, let's see what the party can do with this. You know, I'm like, let's see what happens here, and like really kind of pulling on stuff to stress test the game and stress test the party. The party can handle a lot. I built Myriad to emulate being what I thought a Soul Reaper should be, which is an actual Gish melee.
Sure.
A melee spellcaster, and his spells are actually like a little bit weak, but it turns out his like unbinding is like, having someone in the party that can unbind stuff is pretty sweet. So that was like a happy coincidence too.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Yeah, I was gonna get there. I'm just not there yet.
Yeah, and then when you get there, I can kill him off, and then like there will be no So then we'll get rid of the. I don't like DMPCs for some reasons, but this is fun because it's almost like a showcase of like our personalities.
Yeah, he's fine. We all like Mary. He's a fun little dude.
Yeah,
I know
everybody
what you're
plays
doing.
their army stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't think any of us have ever felt like Myriad. Like the problem with DM NPCs, you always want to watch over them, like stealing the spotlight or something.
Right.
And I don't think that's ever felt that. Like I've never felt like that's the case. He feels like he's got his own little lane,
Mm-hmm.
doing something really useful. He has a different angle than any of us. Like he feels like he slots right in. Honestly.
Yeah, someone was. I mean, and that's
we're cheering him on from the rec stuff.
It's the 5-person party. It feels apt to have that. There's room there. I had someone ask me like Myriad's. This is just answering your comments. Those of you watching this back on YouTube, someone asked me in the YouTube comments last week like what was Myriad's inspiration. It's actually the sad robot from Fyrgrim. Like where he's sort of like,
I see it.
where he's like sort of like meandering and a little bit like naive and quiet, and then like when combat happens it's just like this the drawing gets like tighter and elongates, and then he goes like in crazy. It's actually like that was kind of like a little bit of his inspiration was the Fyrgrim robot. Not that I'm a weeb or anything. I do have a soft spot for sad robots, though. Some of the best stories. All right, man. Folks, that's it. That's all I got, unless you guys want to have any questions for me. But thank you for watching. We'll see you, not next week. Next week's not good for me. So I can...
Come back in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
That works.
All right, cool. See y'all back here in 2 weeks. Good night, everybody.